Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Sabah Gaiwali and I'm a student at Rehan Teacher Training Institute. Welcome to today AI discussion session. Our topic for today is how to overcome fear and take bold steps in life. So fear is a natural emotion that everyone experiences. It can protect us from danger, but it can also stop us from achieving our dreams if we let it control us. So, learning to overcome fear means building confidence, believing in ourselves, and having the courage to take the first step, even when we are uncertain. Every successful people and a person has a faced fear, but uh, what makes them different in that way? They choose to move forward despite it. In today's session, we will explore practical ways to overcome fear and develop self confidence and take bold steps toward personal and the professional success. So, we will also discuss how AI can support us by providing guidance, learning resources, and motivation to help us to grow. So, without further ado, let's begin our AI session. First of all, to Maya.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Maya. Hi, today my topic of discussion is how to overcome fear and take bold steps in life. So, my first question is, what is fear and why do people experience it?
Fear is basically our brain's ancient survival mechanism. It's that internal alarm system that kicks in to keep us safe from danger. We experience it because back in the day, if you didn't feel fear when a saber-toothed tiger was nearby, you probably wouldn't have survived. Now is just that the same system often triggers for things like public speaking or starting a new business, things that aren't life threatening, but feel like they are. Does that make sense?
Yes. So, my
So
next question is fear always a bad thing or it can be helpful?
it can actually be a superpower if you use it right. Fear isn't always the enemy. Sometimes it's just a signal. It tells you that something matters to you or that you're stepping outside your comfort zone, which is exactly where the growth happens. The trick is knowing the difference between the fear that's protecting you from a cliff and the fear that's just trying to keep you small. Have
Oh,
you noticed a pattern in the things that usually make you feel hesitant?
okay. And what are the most common fear people face in daily life?
Oh, there's a huge variety, but a few definitely show up more than others. Fear of failure is a big one, that nagging feeling that if you mess up, it's a disaster. Then there's the fear of judgment or rejection, which is why so many people hesitate to speak their minds. And of course, there's the fear of the unknown, that anxiety about what happens if things don't go according to plan. I'm curious, do any of those hit home for you, or is it, something else entirely?
So, how can fear stop us from achieving our goals?
It's like an invisible brake pedal. It keeps you in the safe zone, but the problem is that nothing ever grows there. When fear takes the driver's seat, it usually manifests as procrastination. You tell yourself you're just preparing or waiting for the right moment, but really, you're just avoiding the risk. Over time, that leads to a cycle of missed opportunities and a lot of what ifs is that can be way heavier than the actual failure would have been.
So,
Do
what
you
is the
feel like
difference between fear and self doubt?
they're like cousins, but they're definitely not the same? Fear is usually a reaction to a specific threat, even if that threat is just an imagined one, like being afraid of a presentation. Self doubt is more internal and identity based. It's that voice saying, I'm not good enough, or I don't have what it takes, regardless of the situation. Fear is about the event, self doubt is about the person. Does that distinction feel accurate to you?
So, why do many people fear failure?
It usually comes down to how we tie our self-worth to our achievements. A lot of people don't see failure as a temporary setback, but as a final verdict on who they are. So if the project fails, they feel like they are the failure. There's also that social pressure, the idea that everyone is watching and judging, which makes the risk feel way more public and permanent than it actually is.
So,
I
how
wonder
can
if
we
you
build
think
courage? How can we build the courage to take the first step?
it starts by shrinking the mountain. The easiest way to take that first step is to make it so small it's almost impossible to fail. Instead of focusing on the giant end goal, just focus on the next 5 minutes. Once you get a little bit of momentum, that fear starts to fade because you're no longer imagining the risk. You're actually handling it. I'm curious, is there a specific first step you're staring at right now?
No. So,
Fair enough.
can confidence be developed by overtime?
Absolutely. Confidence isn't some magical gift some people are born with. It's more like a muscle you build through repetition. Every time you do something that scares you, even a tiny bit, you're proving to yourself that you can handle the outcome. The more you collect those wins, the more your brain starts to believe you're capable. It's really just a series of small proofs over time. Do you think that feels more attainable than trying to just be confident overnight?
Okay. Then, what role does mindset
Since we're
play in overcoming fear?
mindset is everything here. It's the lens you use to view the situation. If you have a fixed mindset, you see fear as a warning that you're not capable. But with a growth mindset, you see that same fear as a sign that you're about to learn something new. When you reframe fear from this is dangerous to this is an opportunity to grow, the emotion doesn't necessarily disappear, but it stops being a barrier. Does that resonate with how you've approached things in the past?
No, no. So, can
Got it.
fear become motivation?
Totally. It's all about how you channel that energy. Fear and excitement actually feel almost identical in the body, the racing heart, the butterflies, the shallow breathing. The difference is just the story you tell yourself about it. If you tell yourself, I'm terrified, it's a barrier. If you tell yourself, I'm pumped, it becomes fuel. It's like using the tension of a rubber band to launch yourself forward. Do you
Okay.
think it's easier to reframe it as excitement or to just push through the fear?
Mm. Then, how can social media affect our confidence and fears?
It's a bit of a double edged sword. On one hand, it can be inspiring to see others succeed, but more often, it's a highlight reel. We compare our messy behind the scenes with everyone else's polished final cut, and that's a fast track to feeling like we're falling behind or not good enough. It can amplify the fear of judgment because it feels like there's a global audience for every mistake. Do you
Okay,
think the
then,
pressure to look perfect online makes people more afraid to take real risks in their actual lives?
yeah, they are too much fear to take risk.
Exactly. It's like people get so focused on maintaining the image of success that they forget that actual success only comes from the willingness to look a little messy while you're figuring it out. I wonder if that's why so many people stick to the safe path instead of the one they're actually curious about.
I agree. So, how can a
It's a bit of a,
mentor or teacher help build confidence?
they can be the mirror that shows you a version of yourself you can't see yet. A great mentor doesn't just give you answers, they give you a safe space to fail. They're the ones who can spot your strengths before you do and push you just far enough that you grow, but not so far that you break. Having someone say, I've been there, it's scary, but I know you can handle it, changes the whole internal narrative. Do you feel like you've had someone in your life who pushed you in that way?
Yes.
That's a huge advantage. Having that kind of support makes the climb feel a lot less steep. Since you've had that, do you
Yes.
think it's easier to be that person for someone else now?
No. Then how does preparation make us feel more confident?
It definitely does. Preparation replaces the unknown with a plan, which takes away a lot of the power fear has over us. When you've walked through this scenario in your head and you've got your ducks in a row, you're not guessing anymore, you're executing. Do you think you prefer over preparing to be safe, or do you find that too much preparation can actually make you more nervous?
Yeah, it makes me more nervous.
I totally get that. It's that tipping point where you stop planning and start overthinking.
Oh,
You've basically just given your brain a whole list of everything that could possibly go wrong. Do you think that's where the nerves start to kick in for you?
yes, probably. So my next question is, what should we do when fear keeps returning?
The first thing to realize is that fear isn't a one and done deal. It's more like a recurring guest. When it keeps coming back, the best move is to stop fighting it and just acknowledge it. Instead of saying, I shouldn't be afraid, try saying, okay, I'm feeling fear right now, and that's fine. Once you stop treating the fear as a signal to stop, it loses its power over you. Do you find that you usually try to push the fear away, or do you let it sit there while you do the thing anyway?
Maya, my next question is, what is the biggest lesson fear has taught us?
The biggest lesson is usually that our imagination is far more cruel than reality. We spend so much time picturing the worst case scenario, but when we actually step into it, we realize we're actually capable of handling it. It teaches us that courage isn't the absence of fear, but the realization that something else is more important. Do you think that's a lesson most people learn too late, or do they eventually get there?
Get there. Okay, Maya, thank
Most
you.
people do, eventually. You're so welcome. It was a great conversation. I'll be around whenever you want to dive into another topic. Anytime.
Okay, today we explored how fear can hold us back and how courage, confidence, a positive mindset can help us to take bold steps in life. And we also learned that success is not being about fearless, it is about moving forward despite our fears. I hope this discussion has inspired you to believe in yourself, embrace new opportunities, and never let fear stop you from achieving your goals. And if you enjoyed the session, please like it. So thank you so much. Once again, this is Sabaya Iwali from Rehan Teacher Training Institute. Allah Hafiz.